Hello and welcome to the ICSE Class 10 Physics tutorial. The topic is Analysis of Students' Performance. Preliminary Exam Paper 2021. Part 1. Today we are going to discuss question number 1 and I'll be discussing all 10 questions in 10 different videos. In one video today, one question, all the sub questions. Okay, so before we start, आइए आपको एक शायर की लिखी हुई कुछ लाइन सुनाता हूँ. शायर कहता, शबे गम में सुनहरे दिन से ताबीरें बनाते हैं. शबे गम में सुनहरे दिन से ताबीरें बनाते हैं कि हम जख्मों से मुस्तकबिल की तस्वीरें बनाते हैं. कि हम जख्मों से मुस्तकबिल की तस्वीरें बनाते हैं. हमारे सरफिरे जज्बात कैदी बन नहीं सकते. हमारे सरफिरे जज्बात कैदी बन नहीं सकते. हवाओं के लिए क्यों आप जंजीरें बनाते हैं. हवाओं के लिए क्यों आप जंजीरें बनाते हैं. Thank you. Okay, now let's come to the point. The first question is, I am reading out the question. The first question is, first A, where is the center of gravity situated for the following? The first, hollow cone, and second, rod. So, the types of mistakes that the children are doing, I think they are not thorough with this chapter because some of the students are writing h upon 4. It's a hollow cone, so it's not h upon 4. It is h upon 3. Secondly, some students, they don't write the complete answer. For example, the complete answer is at a height h by 3 from the base of the hollow cone on its axis. So some of the students are missing this on its axis or on the axis of the hollow cone. So you should write down the complete answer, which is at a height h by 3 from the base on the axis of the hollow cone or on its axis. Alright? And you know, here there is no half mark, either 1 or 0. So complete answer. In physics, I keep on telling the students, please write down the complete answer. Full answer. No shortcut. Now the second is rod. This almost all the students, they did it correctly. Midpoint of the rod. Okay. B sub question. B question is 2 HP is equal to how much watt? 2 HP. So you know 1 HP is equal to how much? Multiply by 2 and you get the answer. So the answer is 1492. 1492. 1492. Here it is h by 3. Here it is h by 3. Okay. H by 3. And from the base of the hollow cone and on its axis, on the axis of the cone, hollow cone, everything you have to write down. And this is actually 1 HP is equal to 746 watt, right? 1 HP. 1 HP is equal to 746, and you have to write down the value of 2 HP. So 2 HP is how much then? 2HP is equal to multiply by 2. And this W should be capital in physics. Capital and small letters, they matter. They matter. Even in other chapters also, I'll tell you, for example, in light, I give you one example. You are writing focus, whether it is first focus, second focus, whatever. You are writing that point, focus, not focal length I'm talking about. I'm talking about focus. You are writing small f1 or a small f2. No, that is wrong. F1 or f2 is small, that they are the focal length. It should be capital F, so small and capital matter in physics. So here W is capital. So 2 HP is equal to how much? 1492 watt. Okay. And the second is 1 gigawatt is equal to how much? So that value you should know, 10 raised to the power 9. 10 raised to the power 9. Okay. The C sub question is state two conditions to hear a distinct echo. Okay, here also please listen to me carefully, because some of the students I have seen, because they don't I don't know what they don't go through the definition, the conditions. I mean, they make their own definitions or conditions or sentences, and most of the time it's wrong, it's not correct. The question is state two conditions to hear a distinct echo. The answer you should write down, these are the points. The minimum distance between the source of sound and the reflecting surface should be 17 meters, the minimum distance. Now some of the students, they write, I'm not talking about only this particular paper, in general I'm talking about some of the students, they write the distance should be 17 meters. It's a minimum distance. And secondly, you're not writing between what and what, between the source of sound and the reflecting surface. So you're not writing, some of the students, they don't write between the source of sound and the reflecting surface. The complete answer is the minimum distance between the source of sound and the reflecting surface should be 17 meters. So please write down the complete answer. You're not writing, some of the students, they're not writing the source of sound. Some children are writing between the listener and the reflecting surface, and some are not writing even reflecting surface, some different words they are using. Alright. So, reflecting length and so many different words they are using. So please go through the definition. That is why we tell you definitions and the conditions you should write down as they are given in the textbook. I'm not saying the textbook, let me correct myself. Because sometimes maybe the book is not correct. So the teacher will tell you that this is the correct definition or this is the correct conditions. Alright. So if the teacher is telling you write down from the textbook, please learn from the textbook. And if the teacher is giving you, the teacher is telling you no, this particular point is not correct, I am giving you this condition, this definition, then you please write down. Alright. But please write down the conditions, the definitions as they are given, either in the textbook or it is given by your teacher. Fine. Okay. So two conditions, right? So one is that the second you can write down the size of the reflector must be large enough than the wavelength of the sound wave. Here also different, I mean what they are writing, some of the sentences they are meaningless. Alright. And some words are used, I mean they are not giving any sense. Right. So the size of reflector must be large enough than the wavelength of the sound. Okay. Then one you can write down the intensity of sound should be such that the reflecting sound is sufficiently loud to be audible. This point you can write down in your own words. The meaning is the intensity of the sound should be sufficient so that when it hits this reflecting surface, when it strikes this reflecting surface, so it has to come back, no? It has to come back. So the intensity should be sufficient so that it can come back after hitting the reflecting surface. So these are the three conditions. Out of these three conditions, generally you have to write down any two conditions, but here children lose marks. So please very carefully you write down these conditions, this answer. So stay two conditions to hear a distinct. One more thing I would like to share with you. Some of the students, they are writing 1 point as the distance between the source of the minimum distance. Of course, the minimum distance between the source of sound and the reflecting surface should be 17 meter. And the second point, writing, the same child is writing that 0.1 second. Alright, so the 0.1 second, that point, and minimum distance 17 meter, they are the same point. So they cannot be taken as two different points. Alright, so if you are writing these 2 points, they will be taken as only 1 point. So be careful. D part is give examples of a pulley which act as a force multiplier, and second as a directional advantage. Alright, so force multiplier, a single movable pulley, a very simple example. Here also some of the students are writing incorrectly. And second, single fixed pulley. Of course, single fixed pulley is used to change the direction. Alright, in a convenient direction. To get a convenient direction, we use a single fixed pulley. Okay, and the last sub-question is, state any two factors that affect resistance of a conductor. First of all, if it is given here conductor, so please use the word conductor. Why are you using wire or some other word? Alright. So if it is given conductor, please write down, use the word conductor. Read the question carefully. Few students did not write down these factors. That means they didn't learn. Alright, some of the students, few students, they wrote, but not correct. I mean, that shows that they didn't learn, they didn't go through, only they are using their knowledge, and then because the English is good, and then so they are framing sentences. That also the sentence doesn't give, some of the sentences in some cases it doesn't give any sense. Alright, so the 4 factors are, state any two factors that affect resistance of a conductor. So first is the material of the conductor is important. Please write down full of the conductor, material of the conductor. Why are you writing only material? Earlier you used to get 1.5 hours for the same question paper. Now you are getting 2 hours. Then also shortcut. Why shortcut? Please write down the complete answer. So material of the conductor, please write down. And why to write wire? Please write down conductor if it is given conductor. Length of the conductor, some of the children they are writing only length. Thickness or cross section of the conductor, and the last one is temperature of the conductor. So 4 points I am giving you. Out of these 4 points, you need to write down and you get full marks. So here also, if someone loses marks, I mean, what is this? Please learn all these things. They are fixed. There is no mathematics in this. Let me tell you, if you don't understand physics, then also you will score in this question, because here there is nothing to understand. You read the question and you have already learned the 4 points. Out of those 4 points, you write down any 2 points and you will get full 2 marks. There is no mathematics. Material of the conductor, the length of the conductor, the thickness or the area of cross section of the conductor, the temperature of the conductor. Right. And when I teach this point, how to remember the factors. So there is one formula. From that formula, R is equal to, there is one formula. R is equal to rho into L upon E. So from here, if you remember this formula from here, you can remember 2 conditions. R is proportional to the length of the conductor, and R is proportional to the, of course, inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So to one formula, because this formula is also important. So you are learning one formula for this particular question. Some other question, R is equal to rho into L upon A, and that formula is helping you to write down the answer of this question also. Two factors, R depends on the length of the conductor, R depends on the area of cross section. Of course, R is directly proportional to the length of the conductor, and R is inversely proportional to the area of the cross section. Alright? So, two points. You're supposed to write down 2 points, and then very comfortably you are getting 2 marks. State any 2 factors that affect resistance of a conductor. Okay, so out of the 4 points, you are supposed to write down any 2 points. So please learn the definitions, learn the principles, laws, conditions, and please write down the complete answer. Okay, hope things are clear. In my next video, second question we will discuss in detail. Okay then, thank you so much. Thanks.